Have you thought about it all, though, if he does say something personal or personal about, anybody that you know, or like we've seen it. We've seen, like we were talking about, like this line that you don't cross in trash talk in MMA, and he's willing to cross it. Like, have you thought about what your reaction will be if he does?
No, I honestly, I mean, I haven't, because I don't want to think about, I don't want to put any blinders on, and I don't want to put any shackles on myself. If the worst part of me comes out, it comes out of me, and I smack him across the face on national TV, or I pick him up and slam him on the concrete over there at the Tough House, I don't know. Or I cower and walk away like a little baby. I don't know what the reaction is going to be, and I'm not going to prepare for it, because, like I said, I trust myself to go in there and to navigate and negotiate these exchanges. But yeah, there is a line that you don't cross. Absolutely. When a guy has a wife, he's got kids, family. There's a line that you don't cross. Obviously, it's hard for me to believe that Conor's going to cross that with me. Then again, me even saying that on an interview probably encourages him, entices him too, possibly. So we'll see. The good thing is, man, this is an in the moment, nonstop cameras rolling reality TV show where the emotions are going to be high. I mean, if you just look at it straight black and white, it's me and Conor, big time, fierce competitors. Both of us want to win. Both of us have a huge amount of pride and ego. Whether we carry ourselves with humility at times, we both have a big sense of pride in what we've accomplished, who we are as human beings, who we will be as coaches, who we are as fathers, husbands, businessmen, whatever it is. So there's going to be a lot of ego.
They announced the two TUF coaches today. Give me a prediction in terms of how you see that fight going down when it does happen.
Since you beat both of them, I'm just going to say that, just to make sure everyone understands that.
Either guy can win. I think if Conor comes back with the same timing and speed that he had before the injury, if he comes back to that, he's going to stop Chandler. Chandler's very hittable, covers. Conor's a guy, when you're in front of him, it looks like he can't touch you, but he touches you. He's longer than he looks when he's in there, and he uses his length and speed and timing really well to close that distance. And Chandler's a guy who needs explosive movements to get in and out, and if Conor's timing's the same, I think he hurts Chandler, and it's going to be a 5-round fight. Conor doesn't fight co-mains or 3-round fights. So if Chandler can get in there and maybe get on his legs, get some blood in his arms early, wrestle hard for the first few rounds, maybe it goes different. But if Conor has any similarity to who he used to be before the injury and before the layoff, I think he stops Michael Chandler. He's just too hittable. But I will give Michael Chandler this. He's more durable than I thought he was going to be. He is more durable.
He felt your wrath. He felt that.
Yeah, I really thought that I was going to get him out of there when I touched him, and I hit him with a few clean shots, and he was still there, so we'll see. When there's somebody I want to beat up, like Michael Chandler, I wanted to beat him up. Conor, I wanted to beat him up.
Thank you, by the way.
My pleasure.
Conor McGregor making his return. We know he's going to be one of the coaches on The Ultimate Fighter alongside Michael Chandler. So how exciting is it to have the biggest star of the UFC return in this capacity?
Yeah, no, we're pumped, obviously. And these guys will be in town probably the Monday after the Super Bowl.
Have you watched any of the Bellator fights tonight?
I was just eating with some of the guys, the fighters, and the trainers, and they had on their iPhone, they had the Bellator main event with Ryan Bader and the Great One, and I saw that, and right off the bat, I noticed that Fedor was just a little bit not too comfortable swinging. He was a little off. Vader was right on T, and I knew it. I saw it coming right away after the first, little not altercation, but the first throws they were doing. I saw Fedor was just a little off, and I said, "Oh." Next, boom, boom. It's a short night for Fedor. One of the greatest heavyweight of all time. I don't think that this tarnished his record, as far as being called the greatest of all time. I still think he's the greatest of all time, based on his accomplishments and being 46 years of age and is still going out there doing what he's doing, But I would love to have seen him finish it on a better note, but he's still the greatest one. So hats off to him, in his great legendary career.
For sure. I mean, I watched him since the Pride days, and Nobody could touch him, and he was like a cyborg. He was so stoic and humble. You couldn't read the guy. He walks in. You don't know if he's mad or he's angry or he's ready to go. He just walks in and then clobbered everybody. And most entertaining to watch.
Yeah, very entertaining to watch. Very entertaining. I mean, and what are you going to say?
Did you ever go to Pride for any Pride fights?
Yes, I was at some of them. First one I went to, I believe, I could be wrong on this, but I believe it was Bobby Southworth, my guy, versus Victor Belfort was the first one. If they fought in Pride, then I was there.
Was that in Japan?
In Japan, yes.
Yeah, how was that, like 40, 50,000 people after going to like the backyard King of the Cage events?
For this one here, if I remember correctly, it was a smaller event, but it might have been 20,000.